Everyone, I'm going to show you how to make royal icing transfer sheets in Canva for the free version. My name is Bev and I'm from Bev's Custom Bakery. Let's get cracking. So in Canva, in the free version, you'll see that some things are limited, some things are not. Some things are limited because you need to upgrade to the pro version, which has the little crown, and it'll tell you what is and isn't available to that free version. So you first want to get into the main page when you log in, sign up for free and log in. So you go to create. Now there's a whole bunch of things that are popular. Create new, there's some templates, but we want to do a print version, but you could do a custom size. That's just quickest instead of sifting through everything that's there. For portrait, it's 8.5 inches wide and 11 inches tall, and you want to make this inches. And it changes it. Tab through, inches, create new design. And then you have a blank canvas and it'll pop up this for templates. You can start from here, but this is not what we're doing today. So you go into elements and type in what you want to do. Say Christmas ornaments, Christmas packages, presents, trees, you name it. So I just like typing the main broad spectrum, and then it'll give you a whole bunch of different things to for ideas. So I want to go to graphics, and then you'll see these are all, the crown is paid version. This is premium, included with your Canva Pro plan. It's $119 a year. Highly recommended. It's definitely worth it. So just scroll through and see what you like. Gingerbread persons. These are all pro. This cute reindeer. There's a tree. Now, because your transfers are usually so small for your cookies, you want to do something that's not so detailed. Like this would be harder to do very small. Not saying you can't, it's just harder to do. You have to have a super small tip, like a 0.0 on PME tips, and your icing needs to cooperate. This is also a little bit tricky. So you want to go for the broad shapes. A little bit of detail, fine. This is really good. This is a bit harder to get all the detail on the side, etc. So this is nice. This will be harder. See, when you zoom in, when you make it big, of course, it's easy. You can see all the detail, but when you make it like 2.5 inches wide by 2 inches tall, that is going to be a lot of tiny detail. So just get rid of that. So there's lots of options. You could do several. Again, these are pro, non-pro. You could do snowflakes if you're not great to practice your straight lines. We could do that. And this is a really good shape. This is basic. Yeah, this is good. And there's some writing, but again, I'll show you how to do some writing on your own if they don't have what you want, and you can change colors and the font. So let's pick something here. Just scrolling through. I love scrolling through these things. The North Pole is super cute. Let's start with that one. So whatever size this is starts with, you click and drag the corner to resize whatever size you want. Now this is a pretty big cookie. This would be longer to dry, and you have to be really careful. That could be a lot of icing, but it's doable if you have a really big cookie. I want to do something a little smaller, say 1.5 inches by 2-ish. So that's 1.4 by 2.1. Okay, fine. You know, size it to whatever your needs are. 1.4 by 2. So you click and drag and move it up here. Now I'm clicking off, but you want to click the item to make sure these purple lines are around it. That means you're grabbing it. You can duplicate it, put it to trash, lock it, comment if you have a team, etc. So I want to duplicate it, and I put it where I want it in my sheet, and then just click the plus and move it. It'll give you these guidelines, which are really nice to show you if you have the correct sizing, the same sizing, but also the same placement to make it easy to go all the way across. So I'll give it some room. Click duplicate, and it will automatically size it to this gap between, etc. So I'm running out of room here. Now if I want to resize it down to get a fifth one, fine. If not, you can also change the sheet the other way, which is resize, custom size, and I want to change this to this way, 11 by 8.5. That's the easy way to do it instead of retyping it. Resize this design. I'll show you what happens when you have multiple pages you want to resize. So click, highlight. Oops, I ran out of my trackpad. Click and drag, highlights all of them, and you can group it. However, I'm going to squeeze these in to get another one in. Again, click and drag, careful if I go off, no problem, it'll bring it back. Now this tells you to make sure you have it sized the same. It gives you all those. And then just add another, probably get 2 in here. Yeah. So click and drag, highlight all of them, group it, shortcut right here, and plus. Instead of doing this however many times each, just click and drag, line it up, and place it. Let go. When you click and drag, let go of the mouse pressure when you have it where you want it. So I have lines on the left and right. So I'm going to leave it. Now I can click and drag all of them, and click plus, and that will do it even quicker. So I have a little bit of space, but I'm okay with that. So why I like the space is to give myself a little bit of room. Things happen, you might bump it, you know, stuff happens. So give yourself a little bit of room between the lines. Not necessary, you can make it smaller and squeeze in another line, no problem. So this is a sheet. And then print this out, put it under a piece of acetate, wax paper, or in a sheet protector that's been cleaned and dried, and go to town. Now you can pipe this with different colors. You need a gold, a white, a brown, a black, and a red. Or if you have an eddy, you could just pop these individually onto your sized sassy tray or eddy tray, whatever you're using, and then just print this individually, not this size, you have to resize it. If you have an eddy, resize this document to whatever your tray size is. You have to reduce, you won't be able to get this many because it'll be like 1/4 of an inch. You can, but they're in risk of breaking. Anyway, that's another video. So here's that one. Now, if you want to add a page, but say it's going to be trees or the border or bells. Well, this is, you can't choose this one because it's pro. How about this one? Nutcracker, because it's a lot of detail. I'm not a fan of this, but this is not my style. It could be your style. Go for it. Whatever you like. And I'm not going to get 3 down here. So let's resize this page. Custom size. I want to do different. So just go to back. Now go here to resize all pages or just pick a page. I don't want to do all pages. I just want to do this page. Page 2. See, page 2 right there. Click done, resize this design, and it'll just turn this page. It also resizes it. Turn this down so you can see your whole sheet at once. It will resize this, so you need to resize it to the size you want. This is not going to go down to even sizes. 1 by 2.5, kind of. Now, again, duplicate. I'm going to leave it there. Delete this. You can even size them a little bigger. I'm going to move them over a little bit. You don't have to group them to move them, but you need to highlight them. And then make sure they're highlighted before you move them if you do not group them. Otherwise, you're just moving one at a time. And that's really annoying. Likewise, if You see, this tells you what you're highlighting, either one or the whole row. So it's individual because I haven't grouped them. No problem. Click and highlight, group, and now you can move it up and down, left and right, wherever you want. So this is, if you only need 15 of these nutcrackers, then this sheet is fine. But if you need more, you'll have to make more, just print another sheet with another sheet protector, or make them smaller or bigger, whatever you need. All right, let's do another one. These are fun. This will give you the shapes, the particular swirls. You don't have to do the shading on it. Here's some that's ornaments, garlands, Santa hat. That's cute, but that's pro. Cute mug, even cuter mug, poinsettia. All kinds of goodies, presents, kind of basic. And you can type in, let's see, Christmas tree. That just narrows it down. If you know what you want, gives you a whole lot of solutions, ideas, but these are all pro again. So click something that is not pro, unless you've signed up for pro. I highly recommend it again. It's fun. Oh, here's a cookie, but that's pro. Here's some with presents, pro. This is the basic shape. Fun. Oh, that's pro. You can do Christmas tree outlines. You can make them any color you like. Here's a fun one. 2 Christmas trees. Now you can use light green and dark green flood, and then opposite colors, plus you need white and red. These are going to be harder, so I would do one at a time. Say do the background first, do the base of the light green tree, and then put in the dark green, the white, and the red dots. And then do the whole sheet. And then when you get back to the beginning of the sheet, give it a half hour and then do the dark green trees. And then repeat the process. That could give you dimension and give you a double. Now, when you peel them off of the acetate, you must be careful because this is the weak line here, and this is going to dictate where it breaks. So you must be careful and let it dry. If you have a dehydrator, put them in there. Let it dry 24 hours before you start peeling them off. Eventually, depending on your royal icing recipe, they'll just pop off and release themselves after 12 or 24 hours. So just be patient. Let them do their thing. Don't rush the process. All right, so this is 1.5 inches wide by 1.9 tall. That's pretty good. Again, it depends on your size. I'm going to show you how to figure out how to size these royal icing transfers when you plan your cookie, the background, etc. So I'm going to get the size again. Just move it, duplicate it. This is 4. That's nice. Move it over. And this line in the center is the centering line of the sheet. So I'm going to group that, duplicate it. Once, you can slow this down, but when you are practiced, you get really fast. So I don't want to run off the page. This looks pretty good. And you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 20. So that's quite a lot of work, but you get a lot of cookies out of it. Now, okay, say I want to use this as a foreground for some kind of cute background for a Christmas cookie. How would I do that? So I would first of all, I'd take one of these, ungroup it as my base. This is the sizing that we're going to use, and I duplicate it. So let's plan something. This is not your entire cookie, but excuse me, your cookie's not going to be 8.5 by 11, but this is the whole canvas, so to speak, of your cookie. This is the surface of your cookie, whatever shape it is. We can work on that. You can add shapes to give you a more defined planning purposes background. So let's see, I want to do a background, say winter background, Christmas background. Enter, and you get graphics. Again, these are really nice. They are pro. You can narrow it down, and you can also generate an image This is AI. That's a bit more advanced. So I'm just giving you the basics. So if you want to do something, just a Christmas scene, you can do things that are for free. Here's a nice one. This kind of goes with it. And what's wrong here? So it went behind it, position to the front. Well, that kind of doesn't go, but you can. No judgment. Just place it where you think it'll look nice, and that could be your whole cookie. You could put a sleigh. You could pipe this on. How would I do that? Santa sleigh. Something that goes in the background. Resize it. Then you could do that, or the silhouette, which is this one. It's my favorite. Delete this. That's cute. So this could be your whole cookie. That's a quick plan of a cookie. You could do this as your royal icing transfers with a different background, say a rooftop, or you can do the whole Santa sleigh or just the sleigh. That's cute. Lots of options. Your imagination is the limit. It's your art. You do you. So back to the transfers, and that's it. You print these, you pop them in your under your acetate or wax paper, parchment sheet held down by magnets on the back of a cookie tray, and pipe to your heart's content with the different colors. Or if you have an eddy, you resize the paper accordingly to your tray and print on the tray, put your cut acetate over it, and then pipe some white icing and then put it back in the eddy, and it will print this exact image, whatever you're doing. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial along with all the shortcuts and tips and tricks. Follow me for more. Click the follow and like and subscribe. Thanks so much. Happy piping!